Hey guys, it's Seb again here, and in this video we're going to look at how to make a riser effect in FL Studio. Now we're specifically looking for a white noise riser effect. We will soon find out how that works, what that is. But for now, if you want to have quick risers for yourself, make sure to download my free Hardstyle sample pack in the description down below, as there's many riser samples already included with special effects that you might find very useful for your tracks. But for now, let's quickly jump in how to make a riser in FL Studio. Now the way you can do that is simply by adding a synthesizer first. So let's click add. And let's just use the 3x ask. And what you then want to do is select the white noise over here, this one. You can set them all to white noise, it doesn't really matter that much. And the next thing we want to do is click this gear icon here. Then go to the envelope section over here. And let's first set the volume envelope like this. You can just follow me along. When you set it like this, the note, when we play a note, it will be played exactly as the length of that note. So let's draw a note already so we can hear what it sounds like right now. So right click in the channel rack on the 3x ask. Then open the piano roll. And I already drew a long note, so you want to draw quite a long note because it's a riser effect, so it slowly starts to build up and you need some duration for it to get to the climax, so to speak. So it needs a certain length, so make it kind of long. Alright, when you've done that you can close it and let's listen to how it sounds right now. Now, obviously this is not very interesting, this is just random white noise. The reason why we're using white noise is that it already contains all the frequencies. Although the frequencies are not musical, all the frequencies are already there. So when we shape that in certain ways, we can really use all these frequencies present to get a sweep effect, to get a riser effect, to make it nice in the build-up. So that's why we're using white noise. That doesn't mean you always have to use white noise. You can also use like different oscillator shapes here. But then the riser gets different. So for this particular tutorial, let's only focus on the white noise and make a riser with that. And maybe in future tutorials, if you want that, leave a comment down below. We will also focus on different types of risers, let's say a pitch riser for example. So if you want that, leave a comment down below and let me know so I know what you guys want and I'll take care of that. So for now, let's go back to the envelope on the 3x ask and hover over to the mod X over here, the mod X envelope. That's the frequency cutoff envelope of the filter, like the filter is over here. And for now, let's just draw the shape of the filter here and just follow along. So first, open the amount completely. There we go. Then we can see the graph appear. Now, the next thing you want to do is right click on the attack, then click set. And then we have some options here to set the duration of the filter sweep. And for now, let's just set it at 64 steps, like this. That should be around 16 beats. So it takes 16 beats for the riser to hit its full effect. The next thing we want to do is close the hold completely. We don't want a hold right now. The decay, we can again right click on it, set, and again 64 steps. What that does is, like when the riser's at the top, immediately after it slowly drops down again. So that's a different kind of riser, but also very interesting, which you will hear very soon, so stay tuned. Next, close the sustain, and the release, you can either close it or leave it open. I usually like to leave it open so we don't have any wonky sound at the end that's unexpected. Anyways, let's play this for now and listen to how it sounds. Let me turn up the volume a little bit here. For now it sounds like this. Okay, I made a tiny little mistake. What you also have to do is turn down the filter over here. So what it does is like the filter is fully closed over here. At this moment we have a low pass filter, so it's fully closed right now, so we don't have any signal. But the envelope tells this knob to slowly open up. So it slowly opens up and then slowly closes down. So when we play it now, the knob will move open and close again. Only you won't see it. So let's listen now. As you hear, the riser already appears, but it's not very interesting yet. So how can we make that a little bit more interesting? Now, the way to do that is with the mod I envelope. So let's go over here, mod Y. And let's set the mod Y is like a resonance envelope. It controls the resonance of the sound. So when we add that onto the filter sweep, the sound gets more interesting. So let's immediately figure that out now. Again, right click on the attack, set, 64 steps. This one, hold, we can close it. The decay, again, set, 64 steps. The sustain, we can close it. And the release, we can open it. Now, we still have to set the amount, but we want to do the amount exactly in the opposite manner as the filter, as the cutoff knob. So we want to turn it this side to the left instead of to the right. And then accordingly we have to fully open the resonance knob here. So it goes in the opposite way as the cutoff envelope. So that means that like at this point the resonance is at its highest, and at this point the resonance is at its lowest. So when we play it, it sounds like this right now. That sounds already a little bit more interesting. Now for both these envelopes, the mod Y and the mod X, you can shape the tension a little bit. So let's do that right now. So let's turn this one a little bit like this. And this one also. So it doesn't go linear, but it more goes exponentially at a certain point. So it builds up very slowly, and at the end it accelerates a little bit. So it's a little bit more aggressive towards the end. Let's do the same for this one. Like that. So when I play this now, you will hear it more slowly building up, but after a certain amount of time, it goes more quickly. So listen to it right now. So it has a more quicker sweep. Now, but you don't have to stop here. Like in this case, we've used the standard fast low pass filter in FL Studio, but you can also change it to a different filter type. And when you do that, for example, let's set it to this one, SVF low pass, and let's listen to how it changes the sound right now. Now this one's already a little bit heavier, but when we go to this one over here, like the last one, it gets even more extreme. Just take a listen. Now, and again, you don't have to stop here. You can even push it to the next level. You can say that like, let's open the filter a little bit here so we have a little bit more signal to work with. And that makes sure that, especially at the end, the build-up stays longer. The top frequencies stay in it for longer. So let's listen to it now. So the signal is a little bit higher, so it's more audible, longer. So that's also a variant you can add into it. But you can do the same for like the resonance. You could turn this a little bit down, for example. Let's just disable it for now. Let's listen to it now because the resonance is fully open here. So let's take a listen. As you can hear, it really starts to peak and to resonate. This is a little bit too much, so you want to be careful with it. You want to find a sweet spot in which it sounds right. In this case, this kind of works pretty good. So this is a good template you may want to use. But again, you don't have to stop here. You can push this to the next level and to the next level and to the next level, just depending on how you want it. So you could say like, let's route it to the mixer, like via this box here. Just click it and move it up a little to mixer track 1. So when we go to the mixer, we have view and a mixer. And then we go to insert track 1. What we then can do is click on an empty slot. And let's say we give it some reverb or something like that. Let's see, let's find the fruity reverb. There it is. So I'm just quickly give it some settings here. You don't have to copy that. It's just based on some taste and some quick editing over here. Let's see. Let's open this up also. That may be interesting. Let's give this a longer decay time. Okay, when we listen to it now, it sounds like this. Adding reverb like that gives your riser more space. It sounds cooler, it sounds a little bit more professional, but you don't have to stop there again. It's like you can add, let's say, add a flanger, for example. You have to look at where is the flanger. There it is, this is the flanger. And when we use the flanger, again, there's many settings. You can really shape your effect, your riser effect, to make it more interesting, to make it more special, not so flat, simple, just white noise. So let's just play it and let's just play around with some of these settings here. Now, as you can see, this works really well, just adding some effects, changing the shape of it, just to get a more special, unique riser effect. And the only limit is your imagination, so you can add anything you want. You can add distortion, you can add delays, you can add equalizers, just anything else that shapes the sound even further, which makes it very special and unique. So this is basically how you can make white noise riser effects. If you didn't know about it, now you know about it. I invite you to try it out, to experiment with it. Let me know if this tutorial is helpful to you. If you have any more questions, drop them down below. Let me know what your single biggest problem is with music production, and maybe my future video will cover it. If you want to see more of me, if you want to see more tutorials, click that subscribe button. Also, hit that notification bell that's beside it. That makes sure that YouTube knows you like my content, you support my content, and you can see my content. So don't forget that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.